Here I have the new M2 11-inch iPad Air running the latest iPadOS 18, and I believe it's a much better deal than the M4 iPad Pro. I've used it for some time, and I had a few thoughts. So let's do a review / buying guide for the new iPads. Typically, I don't do a lot with my iPad. I watch videos, read articles, maybe play some time killers, nothing fancy. And in all that time, I hardly even noticed that I was using a $600 tablet. 11-inch Air starts at $599 and the 13-inch at $799. The iPad Pro 11-inch is $1,000, while the 13-inch is more than the MacBook Air, $1,299. For most people, this is the defining moment. Of course, they will choose an iPad Air. For the price difference between the Pro and Air, you can buy yourself a new pair of AirPods and the Pencil Pro. Honestly, I didn't even care that much about the storage when I bought it. Come on, $600 for an almost Pro iPad. Almost Pro, because 128 gigs, while the Pro model has 256. But seriously, even if you upgrade the storage, it would still be $300 cheaper than the Pro. And in case you're really considering getting more storage on your iPad, I want you to rethink that. For iPhones, the 256 size is the absolute minimum, but iPads rarely store any files, so unless you are editing 4K videos straight from your iPad, I don't see any reason to pay for the memory upgrade. So I placed an order, got it delivered, opened the box, and why did I just buy the same iPad I already have? Design-wise, these iPads look extremely similar, especially from the front. But even if we forget the thinness of the iPad Pro, the overall design is practically identical. Flat sides, aluminum body, nothing new. But mine is in blue. It's more of a muted blue, but still looks sexier than the iPad Pro's colors. iPad Air also comes in space gray, purple, and starlight. Not a huge fan of starlight or space gray though. Go for blue, because the Air is fun and the Pro is boring. With this iPad, we've also got the new Magic Keyboard and Pencil Pro. There's only one thing I don't like about them, the price. So why not use something else? Some of the accessories are just as good, if not better. Here's ESR Shift magnetic case. Looks really stylish, fashionable even, and really nice to the touch. Has 6 unique use modes and allows for super precise adjustment thanks to tons of magnets inside. 9 different ultra stable angles, 6 for viewing and 3 for writing. Enough for any situation. Or if you're into typing, here's a Rebound magnetic keyboard case 360. It looks just like the Magic Keyboard and works the same way. The iPad just sticks to it and stays there. Super secure. The magnets are strong enough for me to put it vertically and type that way. Great for working with documents. There's also a great trackpad that supports all the gestures, swipes, and so on. I have a Magic Keyboard, and I must say the trackpad on the ESR feels just as great, if not better. Click keys, smooth, love it. Oh, the keyboard is also backlit. 7 colors and 3 brightness levels. This is the customizability I've been looking for. As for the pencil, check this out. This is the Digital Pencil Pro. It's super precise and accurate when writing, drawing, sketching, etc. I can charge it magnetically or with the USB Type-C. And it also comes in 3 different colors. These accessories are fantastic. I'm definitely holding on to them. Thanks ESR for sponsoring this video. I will leave links in the description, so be sure to check them out. By the way, Apple pulled a sneaky one on us. They say the Air is 11 inches, just like the Pro, but it's actually the same display from the M1 Air, 10.9 inches. Bezels on Pro are a bit thinner, but I hardly noticed that really. Yet the brightness in Air is far worse than in the newest Pro, 500 nits versus 1000. Higher brightness makes the experience so much better, especially outdoors, and the Pro has an OLED, so the blacks will be deeper. Does it matter to you? Most people use their iPads at home, and in this case, the difference stops playing such a major role. When you're at home and it's too bright, you can always just close the blinds. So if you want a good enough screen for Netflix, iPad Air is the way to go. The worst thing about Air's screen for me is the choppiness of it, all because it doesn't have ProMotion. ProMotion displays refresh twice as often, which makes all the animations much more fluent, scrolling looks better, and the iPad overall feels more responsive, so it was kind of a pain, but not for long. It took me around a week to get used to it. You will be fine. If you never used ProMotion displays, you will not notice that you're missing something. For 95% of people, the Air's display would be okay. If I was a Pro user, I would be yapping about the missing features on the Air right now. The Pro has a very slim victory here. And when I'm saying very slim, I mean Face ID. The iPad Air only has a good old Touch ID. And I would be lying if I said the Touch ID is better, because it's not. Face ID is so much more convenient. You just pick the iPad and it unlocks straight away. While on the Air, I have to look at the screen and reach out with my finger to Touch ID, and then the iPad will unlock. Sure, it all sounds a bit more complicated than it really is, and it's really easy to get used to Touch ID on iPad Air. It works fast, is very accurate and secure, and some people actually prefer Touch ID to Face ID. But still, in terms of security, the iPad Pro is better, though I doubt this one feature costs $400 extra. On a side note, the iPad Pro also has a better camera system overall, with LiDAR and a flash. But seriously, who takes photos or videos with their iPad? In all the years of using an iPad, I maybe used the camera 10 or 20 times and that's it. LiDAR is cool, but I can't find a use for it. I'm not scanning 3D objects and I don't take portrait photos of people with my iPad, so if you are like me, completely ignore this little feature. And as a bonus, iPad Air doesn't support the new Magic Keyboard, the one with aluminum palm rest, glass trackpad, and slightly improved design, but it works perfectly with the previous gen of Magic Keyboard. Should it matter to you which gen to use? I think it shouldn't, because the iPad will never be as good for typing documents as the MacBook. And if you're planning to work with documents, the previous gen Magic Keyboard and iPad Air will do just as good of a job as the new iPad Pro with the latest Magic Keyboard. From everything I said, you might have thought that they are extremely similar. Same design, same display, roughly identical performance and features. So where's the catch? Well, it all comes down to software and apps. iPads are as powerful as MacBooks right now, but the iPad OS doesn't let me do even half the things I can do on my MacBook. The system itself is still too limiting. Let's say I want to edit a video in Final Cut. On a MacBook, I would just connect my external drive and start editing. On an iPad, I first need to transfer all my files, and only then can I edit them. Or how about multitasking? On a MacBook, I can just open as many windows with different apps as I want and have them all on one screen. On iPad, I can turn on Stage Manager and start opening apps like separate floating windows, but then it will be impossible to conveniently snap all the windows to place and create a custom layout. Every window has a set of predetermined sizes and I can do nothing about it. Also, this whole Stage Manager thing is just too confusing and inconvenient. Even if I connect my iPad to an external display, I would still not be able to use it as a normal computer, even with the Magic Keyboard. Also, if I want to upload or download files, I need to have an app opened and active, because if I leave it running in the background, downloading or uploading will stop or fail. And apps also, the Air and Pro are immensely powerful. There are just not enough apps to fully use all that. Yeah, there's Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve, Logic Pro, and a couple other apps, but these apps are still limited by the iPad OS. So in terms of actual use cases for the iPad, both the iPad Pro and Air are absolutely identical. There's not a single thing you can do on the Pro that you cannot do on the Air. There are no apps that run only on iPad Pro but not on the iPad Air. So why would you pay for an iPad that does all the same things but costs $400 more? And if you're into drawing, you can use the same Pencil Pro with all of its features on both the new Pro and the new Air, and you will get an absolutely identical experience. So again, why pay more? Another reason to go for Air emerged a few weeks back during WWDC when they showed the new iPad OS 18 with Apple Intelligence. It adds much better Siri with enhanced context understanding and better memory, capable of interacting with your apps. It also adds a calculator. It has memory and also works in the Notes app. You will get AI that's built into the system like a writing assistant that you can call out anywhere. This update is a big deal, and all the AI features will work on both the iPad Air and the iPad Pro, so you won't lose any features by choosing the cheaper model. So if you are in the market for a new iPad, go for the iPad Air. It's cheaper, has all the same features, does all the same things, and costs $400 less. And if you're really hell-bent on buying the iPad Pro, go for the MacBook instead. It will be a much better purchase. And thank you for watching, guys. And as always, see you in the next one.